जग में सबसे न्यारा।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
भारतीय संस्कृति का वैभव जग में सबसे न्यारा। ज्ञान और विज्ञान यहीं से सबने पाया सारा, सबने पाया सारा। कुछ भूलों से हारा फिर से जीते देश हमारा। गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
त्यागशील सेवा व्रतधारी युवा जगे पुरुषार्थी।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
त्यागशील सेवा व्रतधारी युवा जगे पुरुषार्थी। वैज्ञानिकता विनय सभ्यता स्वभाव हो निस्वार्थी, स्वभाव हो निस्वार्थी। देशभक्ति में तेजस्वी हो फिर समाज यह सारा। गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
शिवाजी बुद्ध गगन के तारे।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
महावीर गोविंद शिवाजी बुद्ध गगन के तारे। परंपरा की पुण्य चेतना उर में हम सब धारे, उर में हम सब धारे। बाल हृदय में उसे जगाकर जगे देश यह सारा। गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
समर्थ बनाओ।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
त्यागो सारी दुर्बलता को राष्ट्र समर्थ बनाओ। बंधु भाव समता ममता से सबको गले लगाओ, सबको गले लगाओ। चलो विवेकानंद मार्ग पर शुभ संदेश हमारा। गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा। ईश्वर भक्ति भाव से बहती संस्कारों की धारा। भारत माँ की सेवा में गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा।
अधरं मधुरं वदनं मधुरं नयनं मधुरं हसितं मधुरं हृदयं मधुरं गमनं मधुरं
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
वचनं मधुरं चरितं मधुरं वसनं मधुरं वलितं मधुरं चलितं मधुरं भ्रमितं मधुरं
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
वेणुर्मधुरो रेणुर्मधुराः पाणिर्मधुराः पादौ मधुरौ नृत्यं मधुरं सख्यं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
गीतं मधुरं पीतं मधुरं भुक्तं मधुरं सुप्तं मधुरं रूपं मधुरं तिलकं मधुरं
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
तरणं मधुरं तरणं मधुरं हरणं मधुरं स्मरणं मधुरं वमितं मधुरं शमितं मधुरं
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
कुञ्जा मधुरा माला मधुरा यमुना मधुरा वीची मधुरा सलिलं मधुरं कमलं मधुरं
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
गोपी मधुरा लीला मधुरा युक्तं मधुरं मुक्तं मधुरं दृष्टं मधुरं शिष्टं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
मधुरा सृष्टिर्मधुरा दलितं मधुरं फलितं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्।
परमात्मने नमः।
ॐ श्री परमात्मने नमः।
श्रीमद्भगवद्गीता
श्रीमद्भगवद्गीता
अथ चतुर्दशोऽध्यायः।
अथ चतुर्दशोऽध्यायः।
श्रीभगवानुवाच
श्रीभगवानुवाच
परं भूयः प्रवक्ष्यामि
परं भूयः प्रवक्ष्यामि
ज्ञानानाय ज्ञानमुत्तमम्
ज्ञानानाज्ञानमुत्तमम्
यज्ञात्वा मुनयः सर्वे
यज्ञात्वा मुनयः सर्वे
परां सिद्धिमितो गताः
परां सिद्धिमितो गताः
इदै ज्ञानमुपाश्रित्य
इदै ज्ञानमुपाश्रित्य
मम साधर्म्यमागताः
मम साधर्म्यमागताः
सर्गेऽपि नोपजायन्ते
सर्गेऽपि नोपजायन्ते
प्रलये न व्यथन्ति च
प्रलये न व्यथन्ति च
मम योनिर्महद्ब्रह्म
मम योनिर्महद्ब्रह्म
तस्मिन् गर्भं दधाम्यहम्
तस्मिन् गर्भं दधाम्यहम्
सम्भवः सर्वभूतानां
सम्भवः सर्वभूतानां
ततो भवति भारत
ततो भवति भारत
सर्वयोनिषु कौन्तेय
सर्वयोनिषु कौन्तेय
मूर्तयः सम्भवन्ति याः
मूर्तयः सम्भवन्ति याः
तासां ब्रह्म
तासां ब्रह्म महद्योनिर्
अहं बीजप्रदः पिता
अहं बीजप्रदः पिता
सत्त्वं रजस्तम इति
सत्त्वं रजस्तम इति
गुणाः प्रकृतिसम्भवाः
गुणाः प्रकृतिसम्भवाः
निबध्नन्ति महाबाहो
निबध्नन्ति महाबाहो
देहे देहिनमव्ययम्
देहे देहिनमव्ययम्
तत्र सत्त्वन्निर्मलत्वात्
तत्र सत्त्वन्निर्मलत्वात्
प्रकाशकमनामयम्
प्रकाशकमनामयम्
सुखसङ्गेन बध्नाति
सुखसङ्गेन बध्नाति
ज्ञानसङ्गेन चानघ
ज्ञानसङ्गेन चानघ
रजोरागात्मकं विद्धि
रजोरागात्मकं विद्धि
तृष्णासङ्गसमुद्भवम्
तृष्णासङ्गसमुद्भवम्
तन्निबध्नाति कौन्तेय
तन्निबध्नाति कौन्तेय
कर्मसङ्गेन देहिनम्
कर्मसङ्गेन देहिनम्
तमस्त्वज्ञानजं विद्धि
तमस्त्वज्ञानजं विद्धि
मोहनं सर्वदेहिनाम्
मोहनं सर्वदेहिनाम्
प्रमादालस्य
प्रमादालस्य
तन्निबध्नाति भारत
तन्निबध्नाति भारत
सत्त्वं सुखे संजयति
सत्त्वं सुखे संजयति
रजः कर्मणि भारत
रजः कर्मणि भारत
ज्ञानमावृत्य तु तमः
ज्ञानमावृत्य तु तमः
प्रमादे संजयत्युत
प्रमादे संजयत्युत
रजस्तमश्चाभिभूय
रजस्तमश्चाभिभूय
सत्त्वं भवति भारत
सत्त्वं भवति भारत
रजः सत्त्वं तमश्चैव
रजः सत्त्वं तमश्चैव
तमः सत्त्वं रजस्तथा
तमः सत्त्वं रजस्तथा
सर्वद्वारेषु देहेऽस्मिन्
सर्वद्वारेषु देहेऽस्मिन्
प्रकाश उपजायते
प्रकाश उपजायते
ज्ञानं यदा तदा विद्यात्
ज्ञानं यदा तदा विद्यात्
विवृद्धं सत्त्वमित्युत
विवृद्धं सत्त्वमित्युत
लोभः प्रवृत्तिरारम्भः
लोभः प्रवृत्तिरारम्भः
कर्मणामशमस्पृहा
कर्मणामशमस्पृहा
रजस्येतानि जायन्ते
रजस्येतानि जायन्ते
विवृद्धे भरतर्षभ
विवृद्धे भरतर्षभ
अप्रकाशो प्रवृत्तिश्च
अप्रकाशो प्रवृत्तिश्च
प्रमादो मोह एव च
प्रमादो मोह एव च
तमस्येतानि जायन्ते
तमस्येतानि जायन्ते
विवृद्धे कुरु नन्दन
विवृद्धे कुरु नन्दन
यदा सत्त्वे प्रवृद्धे तु
यदा सत्त्वे प्रवृद्धे तु
प्रलयं याति देहभृत्
प्रलयं याति देहभृत्
तदोत्तमविदान् लोकान्
तदोत्तमविदान् लोकान्
अमलान् प्रतिपद्यते
अमलान् प्रतिपद्यते
रजसि प्रलयं गत्वा
रजसि प्रलयं गत्वा
कर्मसङ्गिषु जायते
कर्मसङ्गिषु जायते
तथा प्रलीनस्तमसि
तथा प्रलीनस्तमसि
मूढयोनिषु जायते
मूढयोनिषु जायते
कर्मणः सुकृतस्याहुः
कर्मणः सुकृतस्याहुः
सात्विकं निर्मलं फलम्
सात्विकं निर्मलं फलम्
रजसस्तु फलं दुःखम्
रजसस्तु फलं दुःखम्
अज्ञानं तमसः फलम्
अज्ञानं तमसः फलम्
सत्त्वात् संजायते ज्ञानम्
सत्त्वात् संजायते ज्ञानम्
रजसो लोभ एव च
रजसो लोभ एव च
प्रमादमोहौ तमसो
प्रमादमोहौ तमसो
भवतो ज्ञानमेव च
भवतो ज्ञानमेव च
ऊर्ध्वं गच्छन्ति सत्त्वस्था
ऊर्ध्वं गच्छन्ति सत्त्वस्था
मध्ये तिष्ठन्ति राजसाः
मध्ये तिष्ठन्ति राजसाः
जघन्यगुणवृत्तिस्था
जघन्यगुणवृत्तिस्था
अधो गच्छन्ति तामसाः
अधो गच्छन्ति तामसाः
नान्यं गुणेभ्यः कर्तारं
नान्यं गुणेभ्यः कर्तारं
यदा द्रष्टानुपश्यति
यदा द्रष्टानुपश्यति
गुणेभ्यश्च परं वेत्ति
गुणेभ्यश्च परं वेत्ति
मद्भावं सोऽधिगच्छति
मद्भावं सोऽधिगच्छति
गुणानेतानतीत्यत्रीन्
गुणानेतानतीत्यत्रीन्
देही देहसमुद्भवान्
देही देहसमुद्भवान्
जन्म मृत्युजरा दुःखैर्
जन्म मृत्युजरा दुःखैर्
विमुक्तो मृतमश्नुते
विमुक्तो मृतमश्नुते
अर्जुन उवाच
अर्जुन उवाच
कैर्लिङ्गैः स्त्रीन् गुणानेतान्
कैर्लिङ्गैः स्त्रीन् गुणानेतान्
अतीतो भवति प्रभो
अतीतो भवति प्रभो
किमाचारः कथयिचैतांस्
किमाचारः कथयिचैतांस्
त्रीन् गुणानतिवर्तते
श्री गुरु चरण सरोज रज निज मनु मुकुरु सुधारि बरन रघुबर बिमल जसु जो दायकु फलचारि बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरौ पवन कुमार बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि हरहु कलेश विकार। जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीसति लोक उजागर राम दूत अतुलित बल धामा अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी कंचन बरन बिराज सुबेसा कानन कुंडल कुंचित केसा हाथ वज्र और ध्वजा बिराजे कांधे मूंज जनेऊ साजे शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन तेज प्रताप महाजगबंदन विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर राम काज करिबे को आतुर प्रभु चरित्र सुनिबे को रसिया राम लखन सीता मन बसिया सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सिंहि दिखावा बिकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा भीम रूप धरि असुर सहारे रामचंद्र के काज सवारे लाय सजीवन लखन जियाए श्री रघुवीर हर्षि उर लाए रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाई तुम मम प्रिय भरत ही सम भाई सहस बदन तुम रोजस गावै अस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावै सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा नारद सारद सहित अहिसा जम कुबेर दिगपाल जहाते कवि कोविद कहि सके कहाते तुम उपकार सुग्रीवहि कीन्हा राम मिलाय राजपद दीन्हा तुम्हरो मंत्र विभीषण माना लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना जुग सहस्र जो जन पर भानु लील्यो ताहि मधुर फल जानु प्रभु मुद्रिका मेलि मुख माहि जलधि लांघि गए अचरज नाहि दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते सुगम अनुग्रह तुमरे तेते राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे होतन आज्ञा बिनु पैसारे सब सुख लहै तुम्हारी सरना तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना आपन तेज सम्हारो आपै तीनों लोक हाकते कापै भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवै महावीर जब नाम सुनावै नासै रोग हरै सब पीरा जपत निरंतर हनुमत बीरा संकट ते हनुमान छुड़ावै मन क्रम बचन ध्यान जो लावै सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा तिनके काज सकल तुम साजा और मनोरथ जो कोई लावै सोई अमित जीवन फल पावै चारों जुग परताप तुम्हारा है प्रसिद्ध जगत उजियारा साधु संत के तुम रखवारे असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे अष्ट सिद्धि नौ निधि के दाता असबर दीन जानकी माता राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा तुम्हारे भजन राम को पावे जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावे अंत काल रघुबर पुर जाई जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई और देवता चित्तन धरई हनुमत से सर्व सुख करई संकट कटई मिटई सब पीरा जो सुमिरै हनुमत बलबीरा जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई कृपा करहु गुरुदेव की नाई जो सत बार पाठ कर कोई छूटहि बंदी महासुख होई जो यह पढ़े हनुमान चालीसा होय सिद्धि साखी गौरी सा तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा की जय नाथ हृदय महडेरा पवन तनय संकट हरन मंगल मूर्ति रूप राम लखन सीता सहित हृदय बसहु सुरभूप सियावर रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय।
Jai Shri Krishna. In Zoom meeting, if you want to turn off the notification of Zoom chats, then click on the chats and then click on these three dots. Turn off notifications, click on that. Click on the mute option, and now chats notification will not disturb you. Jai Shri Krishna.
योगेशम् सच्चिदानन्दम् वासुदेवम् व्रजप्रियम् धर्मसंस्थापकम् वीरम् कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्।
Jai Shri Krishna. Happy Independence Day to you all. With the blessings of Yogeshwara Krishna and our Param Pujya Swami Govindadev Giriji Maharaj, let me bow down to all our gurus. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. A warm welcome to all the sadhakas who have assembled here for the interpretation session of second and last part 40 of 14th chapter named Gunatraya Vibhaga Yoga. I am sure you would agree that we all are really blessed to be associated with Geeta Pariwar. It's time for prayer before we start our today's session. Prayer is an expression of our devotion, and today Megha Sharma ji from Bajalgaon, Maharashtra is going to recite Prarthana. Didi is a homeopath practitioner interested in music and is giving seva as co-trainer and tech, and Didi joined Geeta Pariwar in 2021. Let's invoke the blessings of Lord Krishna. Didi, please.
वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णो वन्दे जगद्गुरुं श्रीकृष्णो वन्दे जगद्गुरुं। सभी को जय श्री कृष्ण।
Thank you, Didi, for that
दिवस
melodious prayer.
की सभी को बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं। Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Didi, for that melodious prayer. Now it's time for Deepa Prajwalan. Shubham karoti kalyanam, arogyam dhana sampada, shatru buddhi vinashaya, Deepa Jyotir namostute. May I request Shashikala Kondapalli Didi from Hyderabad for doing the honors of Deepa Prajwalan. Didi is a retired teacher. Shashikala Didi is giving seva as tech and group coordinator and joined Geeta Pariwar in January 2026. Didi, please.
निषिद्धैरप्येभिर्लुलितमकरन्दो मधुकरैः करैरिन्दोरन्तश्छुरित इव सम्भिन्नमुकुलः विधत्तां सिद्धिन्नो नयनसुभगामस्य सदसः प्रकीर्णः पुष्पाणां हरिचरणयोरञ्जलिरयम् शरदिन्दुनिभां शुभ्रां शुभ्रवस्त्रैरलङ्कृतां कलहंसकृतावासां वरदां शारदां नुमः वरदां शारदां नुमः।
Thank you, Didi, for the devotional and beautiful Deepa Prajawalan. After prayer and Deepa Prajawalan, our Zoom platform is ready for Vivechan. I also request you all to share the links of the Vivechan with your near and dear ones. I would like to inform all the participants that you may ask questions once the session is over. Please raise your hand only after the session is over. Now it's time for the most anticipated part of the session. Our speaker for the day is Senior Trainer of Geeta Pariwar, Shraddha ji Raodeo. Didi is a disciple of Param Pujya Swami Govindadev Giriji Maharaj and deeply committed to Geeta Pariwar's mission. Didi is a resident of Bhagyanagar, Hyderabad, and is the president of Geeta Pariwar, Hyderabad. Didi is associated with Geeta Pariwar's online classes since second batch, which started in August 2020. Trainer of first ever jail classes at Learngeeta, where inmates under her guidance memorized 12 chapters and cleared Pathik exam. Didi laid the foundation of the monitoring team to Learngeeta and led it for more than 2.5 years. Didi is an excellent vivacher. Shraddha Didi is offering seva in various departments like training, examination, academic literature, and several teams at Learngeeta. She has been teaching offline Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā and imparting Hindu scriptural knowledge and patriotic values to children for over a decade. Didi is an electronic engineer and has a postgraduate diploma in IT systems and management. For more than 13 years, Didi was a mobile application developer and a team leader. Over to you.
Jai Shri Krishna, Didi. Jai Shri Krishna, Mala, Didi.
Yeah.
Nice to see you. Am I audible before everything I wanted to?
The voice is little less, I think. Let me see if I have my voice less.
No, it must be less from my end.
Yeah. If you can increase a bit, it will be fine. You can hear, it's not that we can't hear, but very low voice. Yeah.
Okay. Jai Shri Krishna. Is it better, Didi?
Good, very good, very good. Very good. Very good.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for confirming, Didi. Jai Shri Krishna, all of you, a very, very warm welcome to the session, each one of you. Let us begin the session by seeking blessings of Param Pujya Gurudev, Jnaneshwar Maharaj, Shri Krishna himself, and Bharat Mata today, with whose blessings, with whose, as a heritage, we have got this beautiful scripture as a legacy from her. Let us all pray and go down to Param Pujya Gurudev and Shri Krishna before we begin with the shlokas today. Hari Om. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Gurur Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Krishnaya Vasudevaya Hare Paramatmane Pranatah Kleshanashaya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Om Parthaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam Vyasena Gratitam Purana Munina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitamritavarshiniം Bhagavatim Ashtadashaധ്യായിനിം Amba Tvāmanusandadāmi Bhagavad-gīte Bhavatvesham. Om Shri Gurave Namaha. Om Shri Krishnaya Namaha. Hari Om. A very, very warm welcome to the session, all of you. Before we begin, a very, very wholehearted best wishes for Independence Day today. This is a special day for all of us. And as Indians, as Bharatiya, not as Indians, but as Bharatiya, we all are celebrating this day of our independence. Our country has seen great people who have strived so that we as citizens get to see this day, get to do what we are loving to do in our lives. And as we are talking about independence, independence for the country, in this chapter, we will be talking about the independence from the bindings that we are in. Many centuries back, we all were bounded by, we all were slaves of whom the external rulers, we were the slaves we were all bounded by the external rulers, the Britishers, before that the Mughals and who not. But in this human body, we are enslaved as slaves of the three gunas which are the Sattva gun, the Rajo gun, and the Tamo gun. We could awaken. We were all independent. Our country could become independent from the Britishers after they realized that they are actually enslaved. It is the awakening that had been started by Bal Gangadhar Raoji Tilak and many other great people worked towards awakening India, awakening the citizens of India, awakening to the fact that you can be free from these shackles. And when this realization came to these people, when this realization dawned upon the Bharatiya, they strived to make themselves free, they strived to make themselves independent, and here we are today. Uh, Bal Gangadhar Raoji Tilak is now known as the father of Indian awakening, and he said first thing that we should understand is that we are enslaved, and he had made a sincere effort. Otherwise, at that time, many social reformers felt that we are, these Britishers are actually here to uplift us. They realized their own might. As Indians, we realized what we are. As Indians, we realized what is our might, and we were able to work out towards our independence. Similar is the situation for us now. We are enslaved by what? These three gunas. We are enslaved under the influence of these three gunas, and today we are going to see how do we become independent from these? How do we free ourselves from these three gunas? How is it? Last time we saw how these three gunas, how these three gun, the sattva gun, the rajo gun, and the tamo gun, are chains that are binding us. And today we will be seeing how Sri Krishna shares his tricks about letting us know how to free ourselves from these shackles, free ourselves from the shackles. First thing we have to understand where we stand, as we were talking about awakening. First, we have to see how we awaken ourselves, and then we will see how we can free ourselves from these bindings. This country was bound for a couple of years, couple of centuries, but we are enslaved in this body, enslaved in the cycle of life and death from eternity. And it is time. And we are lucky to get this time to introspect, to think about how do we free ourselves? How do we become independent from these shackles? And in that context, first step was towards understanding the three gunas, understanding the characteristics of each of these gunas, understanding how to identify the traits of every gun. What are the traits of the sattva gun? What are the traits of the rajo gun? What are the traits of the tamo gun? We all have seen these shlokas on understanding the traits of these gun, and now today we will be starting our session from the 14th slok, where we will gradually step towards understanding how do we move towards freeing ourselves, making ourselves independent from these gunas. So what we had seen last time is very beautiful. This chapter is very important from a perspective that this chapter has come as special advice from Sri Krishna himself. Here Arjun didn't ask anything. Sri Krishna himself felt that we have already discussed these things, but he wants Arjun to understand these topics with more clarity. He wants to understand the secret to independence with more clarity, and for that purpose, what he has done, he says, Param Bhuya Pravakshami. I want to tell you again because though we have discussed it earlier, I want you to understand it properly. So it is like, towards the exam, we always revise the important chapters more thoroughly, and how the teachers will teach. Okay, this we have already discussed, but now to be able to remember it in a better way, to be able to remember it in a way that you will be able to answer it properly. We revise it thoroughly. Shri Krishna has similarly, whatever discussion he has had about these three gunas, he has elaborated for us to be able to introspect ourselves, to be able to unite with him. And the Falashruti, that is the result of knowing all this knowledge, we have already seen that the fruits, the results of understanding this knowledge is mama sadharmya magataha. They will attain me. Idam jnanamapashritya mama sadharmya magataha. They will attain me. In short, what they will become like me. With the sadhana, they will become like me. That is the importance. And because this chapter is so important, Shri Krishna has told it on his own to Arjun that we have discussed. But you might not have understood certain things because these Rajogun, Tamogun, Sattvagun, all these are not the things, terms that we use on a regular basis. And Shri Krishna has so beautifully elaborated in this chapter the details of what these guns are and how we can utilize them for our own benefit and get free from the shackles of this Prakriti. Prakriti is the nature that we are bound with, and to be able to free ourselves from this binding of the nature, we have to understand the very DNA of this Prakriti, of this nature. What is the nature? Suppose somebody, if you are trapped in a maze and you want to come out of it, what we will see, we will use different tricks and try to figure out. कहीं से light आ रही है, is the light coming from somewhere, is the wind coming from somewhere, we try to go in that direction. Gradually we will try to understand the surroundings around us and then free ourselves. Like that, these gunas, all these the three gunas that we are studying, they help us understand the Prakriti, our nature. What is it that is binding us? Once we understand the very principle of the binding, we will know how to unbind ourselves, how to free ourselves. And in this context, we had done up till the 13th shlok, and we have seen some very beautiful parameters, very beautiful characteristics that described these three gunas. And further, what Shri Krishna says that once you understand these gunas, understand that they are not independent. These gunas are always together. Once sattva guna is there, there is nothing in this universe which is free of these three gunas. All the things that we see around us are made up of all the three gunas. There is nothing that is purely Rajasi, there is nothing that is purely Sattvic, there is nothing that's purely Tamasi. It is always a mix of these three, but these three keep, like bubbles, one will come and the other will pop. Like that in circles, they will eventually be more prominent or less prominent. So at certain times, the Sattva gun will be very highly prominent. Sometimes the Rajogun will take prominence, sometimes the Tamogun will take prominence, and that is how the Prakriti, the nature, is making us work according to these gunas. And how to identify these gunas, we had seen that once the Sattva guna is around us, we see light around us, Prakasha Upajayate. Everywhere we will feel the knowledge around us. The knowledge, it is very easily noticed that the person who is sattvic from within is appears knowledgeable. We can see the light of his knowledge in the way he talks, in the way he behaves, in the way he acts, the way he eats, and all other thing, everything, even in the way the person dresses, his sattvika is seen. In the way the person is dressing up, his rajogun will be seen, or the tamogun will also be seen. So every aspect, every element of our life is affected by these three gunas. And then we had seen some shlokas like Lobha Pravrittirarambha. The moment this Rajogun increases, what we will see an increase in the greed, in the desire. And when the tamo gun increases, we see aprakash, ignorance, darkness around us. And these are mutually, they go hand in hand. So the more tamasi we are, the more ignorance increases, the more ignorant we are, the more tamasi we become, so on and so forth. And this is how the cycle continues. And while this cycle continues, while we are in the life, and in our life, the three gunas are playing this, game with us. Sometimes under the influence of sattva gun, sometimes under the influence of rajo gun, sometimes under the influence of tamo gun. While this cycle is going on, if we are we end up leaving this world. We end up leaving this, the soul ends up leaving this body, then what will happen? That is the question. We here that we will be starting today. That question, that subject we will be addressing today. What if a person who is at his sattvic best form ends up leaving this world, what will happen? Suppose I am on this path of Sattvika. I am working towards the path of Sattvika. I am trying to be Sattvic. At such a time, when the soul leaves the body, what will be the gati? What will be the destination for that soul? What will happen if because this is a constant cycle, and in that constant cycle we don't know at which time which guna is prominent. Depending on which guna is prominent at the time when our soul is leaving this body, depending on that our further what we will be bearing, the further consequences are going to be determined. For that, Sri Krishna says from the 14th shloka we will start today. Yada sattve pravriddhe tu pralayam yati dehabrit tadottama vidalokan amalan pratipadyate. Now understand this very important principle. The very purpose of this human life is what? To get mukti, to get liberation from this constant cycle of life and death. Always every effort that we make should be in the direction of what? In the direction of liberation. And for that liberation, what we have to do, we have to constantly strive. Why are we learning all this? Sattva gun, rajogun, tamagun. Why all this knowledge is required? Because I want to make not just this, but my next birth better. By being sattvic, I will attain respect, I will earn respect, I will earn knowledge, I will earn everything that is required for this birth, but at the same time, I'm working unknowingly and knowingly, I'm working for the betterment of my next birth. We are always preparing. At the night when I'm sleeping today, what we will do, most of us will do, but before sleeping, we'll try to prepare for tomorrow. Those who are efficient, what they will do, whatever I am doing now before I wind up my day today, we'll prepare what is to be done tomorrow, where I have to go, what I have to cook, what I have to do in office, what I have to study as a student. All of us in our respective fields will do what? We all will work towards planning a better tomorrow. Planning a better tomorrow after I get up tomorrow, after my today's day is over. Life is like that. When the death comes, when we leave this body, this life is over. And we are starting a new life. In our scriptures, we don't consider as death rest in peace and gone forever. No, it is a new beginning. So life is what we are continuing, and then the next birth is a new beginning, just like we have a new day. So just like we want our every day to be a good, beautiful day, our every life should be how? It should be Krishnamay, Bhaktimay. It should be the one which was better than my previous birth. Last birth we have done some good deeds, and that is why we are landing up now. Next birth may I do something such actions I should do that my next birth is even more better. This is the biggest aim of a human life. This should be the main aim of human life, and only those who are knowledgeable, who understand the structure of their life, they will plan their life in that way. We plan our careers, we plan our lives, we plan our next few years, but Bhagavad Gita teaches us how to plan our many next births. So not just this birth, but for many more births. we will be moving on a path of constant progress. And for that, what Shri Krishna says that we have to be on a certain path. So if I'm on a sattvic path, then what is going to happen? Yada sattve pravriddhetu. If I'm on a sattvic good, and then pralaya comes. Pralaya refers to what? If my body, if my soul leaves this body, hmm, pralaya yati deha breath. If this body has to undergo the pain of death, then tadottam vidal lokal. We will get into the better worlds. Hmm? Sargalok, Devalok. It is considered as a better world, or Amalan Pratipadyate. So, which are how they are spotless means what? There is no pain. There they are. They will take me on a further path of Vishnu Lok. All these Vaikuntha Lok, which we say. So all these better worlds which are may we reach there. So if we are on a sattvic gun, depending on how our karma has been, on how our uh, actions have been, we will be going to in that direction. However, if we are on the path of rajogun, if the rajogun is high at the time of leaving, then what will happen? My rajasit pralayam gatva karma sanyushu jayate तथा प्रलीनस्तमसि मूढयो न सृजायते. If the rajogun is very high, then what will happen? If the rajogun is high, then because of the rajogun, what will happen? We will be born again in the in the place where there will be more action in families. Now, when we are talking in the previous one, that Sattva Gun, the Amal Tadottama Vidal Loka Namalan Pratipatyate, they will either go to higher lok or better birth. Maybe they could be born in a wealthier family. Wealthy doesn't necessarily mean by money. It also means by what? By knowledge, by samskar. Hmm? Maybe whatever we have now, maybe in the next birth, owing to our sattvika, we might be born in what? In a better, in a more Sanskritic, in a more knowledgeable family, so on. So something better than what we equipped with in this birth. And if it is we are Rajoguni, then how the Rajoguni people are chanchal, always engaged in action. You do this, do that, never sit, quietly, peacefully at one place. No, that doesn't work with them. So they are chanchal. They will be involved in what? Karma sang, yashujayate, karma sang. They will always be attached to action. I want to do something. I want to do something. I want to be, attached to action. Where there will be lots to do, business families and other yonis. Then तथा प्रलीनस्तमसि मूढ़योनिषु जायते. If a person is tamoguni, moodhayoni is what? Moodhayoni are, the animals yoni, where there is no action, no knowledge, it is just a moodhayoni. Just for instance, if somebody is very engaged in protecting his property, and till the last minute, at the last time of the death, thinking what will happen to my house, what will happen to my property, thinking about the property own, and lost in all these thoughts, the pran went away. And what happens? The next yoni, because he was thinking about all these things, what is happening? Born again in the same family, protecting the same house as a dog, a mood yoni, as a dog or an animal. Or else, if they're thinking about what is happening to my money, what will happen to the treasures which I have hidden, born as a snake and protecting that treasure there. So all these yonis, the animal yonis and different species, mood yoni shujayate. Just thinking, and this is a very scientific thing also. Shri Krishna has said the same thing. You will see in the fourth level when you see the 8th chapter. Yenyam vapismaran bhavan tyajatyanti kalevaran tantamevaiti kaunteya sata tatbhava. You will attain that bhav. You will attain whatever you are thinking at the time of last minute. See, this is very logical. At the moment now, if I keep thinking, after the Vivechan, I have to go to a temple, I have to go to the temple, I have to go to the temple. If that is how I'm doing this session, and then what will happen? Automatically after this, when I get up from the chair, I'll be like, okay, I have to leave for the temple. I'll reach where? to the temple after this session. Whatever we are thinking about, we end up reaching there. Or if we keep thinking now after this I have to go and cook, I have to go, I'll end up there in the kitchen. So our thoughts are planning our next journey. Similarly, if I'm worried about protecting my property, I'll be born as a chowkidar for my property in the next birth. Because and then in the next birth, what we undergo, what we get, depends on the karma that we have done throughout our lifetime. So that is a separate thing. But what Shri Krishna is telling here, depending on which gunas influence you are in, whether you are under the influence of sattva gun or rajogun or tamogun, depending on the which under whose influence you are, your next birth is going to be determined. Your next life is going to be determined. So work in the right direction, work towards the right direction. See, throughout the life, we keep preparing for the next day, the next life, and so on. Like that, throughout our this life, we have to prepare for our next many births. What we have to do? We have to keep doing satkarma, that is good deeds. Good deeds will keep you involved in good action. It will keep you involved in sattva guna, and sattva guna will again keep you involved in the satkarma, sattva guna. Sattva guna, they work as a cycle. The more satkarma I do, that is good deeds I do, the more my sattva guna increases. The more my sattva guna increases, the more sattvic actions I will do, more satkarma I will do. So it's like, we don't make an exit out of this highway. We have taken this highway of satkarma. We are driving on this highway of satkarma, that I have to go and be on this path of doing good deeds. Then we stay. We don't make an exit towards any other good, so that we remain on this path. And the more we are on this path, the more we will remain engaged in the same direction. It will become a path to attaining better worlds, a better birth next in the next life. So this is how this whole thing works. So we have to protect ourselves from going into the karma yoni. Karma yoni is still okay. Karma sangisho jayate rajogoni is still okay, because you have a chance to do something and earn something for yourself. But mudha yoni, which is useless, where you cannot act, there is no way of attaining something sattvic there, unless that you have a lot of good karma accumulated, where in that yoni also you get to get good company. But otherwise, this entire thing is such that you have to engage yourself in the right direction. कर्मणः सुकृतस्याहुः सात्विकं निर्मलं फलम् रजसस्तु फलं दुःखम् अज्ञानं तमसः फलम्. As we continue on this path of sattvic karma, what will happen? With this karma, every karma will have a different kind of action. The results of good action, of course, is not sattvika. It is nirmalta, means what? Purity, pureness, piousness. When you look at the sattvic people, they are pure. Nothing affects them, and they do not create new karma for themselves, new karmic account for themselves. Because if we don't go and hurt others, then whatever they say, it is not coming and affecting us. Our karmic account remains clean as a result of our sattvic karma. So nirmalta, that is purity, is the fruit of our good action. And the rajogun makes us entangled in the different actions. And because of this excessive attachment that is associated with rajogun, what is a very peculiar thing about rajogun? It keeps you attached to the fruits of your actions. Means, I have done this, now I should get a reward. I have cooked for my family and I should get appreciation. And if the appreciation doesn't come, then we become what? Sad. अरे इतना काम किया मैंने, I had worked so hard from morning, nobody even bothered to appreciate me. When such a thing happens, then what happens? We remain entangled to that action. We remain entangled to the action, and as a result, we end up with what? Dukkha, sadness. Today we are celebrating our independence. So many of our independence fighters, so many great men are there whose names also we don't know. They were never also thinking that whether I will be known or not known. There are hundreds and lakhs of them whose names also we don't know. We know very few. Where today, if we ask, especially the younger generation, name at least 100 freedom fighters, they will not be able to do. These great people never worked for that kind of fame. They only wanted what? They wanted utkarsha, that is progress. They wanted that the country becomes free, and by that they have earned a better thing for themselves. They were not attached with the name and fame. Those who are attached to the name and fame are the Rajoguni. When they get, they will become happy, but name and fame are short-lived. When that name and fame starts ending, it results in what? Pain. So the ultimate result of this Rajogun is what? Dukkha. Rajasastu phalam dukkham. Because you will see, ma'am, even Didi, this Sukha is also a fruit of Rajogun. No? Because see, when we are working very hard and when we are working for money, we get so much wealth. So that is also Sukha. But that wealth has a expiry date. Every happiness that comes in our life, it comes with an expiry date. And because every sukh has an expiry date, dukh is the shashvat, that is the eternal state of what? Rajogun. Because there is always a displeasure, there is always an anxiety of our happiness coming to an end. And then what is the fruit of tamogun? It is ajnan, it is ignorance. Hmm. It is a total ignorance. So a person who is always in the, because they do not make an effort to understand their surroundings, so they remain in their state, a static state of ignorance. Hmm. This happens, and because of all these nature, what happens? What results from the sattva gun? Knowledge arises from the sattva gun. Sattvat sanjayate jnanam rajaso lovahe vacha pramadamoho tamaso bhavato jnanamevacha. What happens? As a result of the sattva gun, we see a light of knowledge in such people, in such actions, where the people who are excessively rajoguni, you will see greed and lot of desires around them, and pramada moho, heedlessness. We see so much now, even we have seen what is happening in the country recently. It is all heedlessness, careless attitude, careless uh, way of talking, and careless attitude, carelessness towards the things that they have got in their lives. That is resulting in what? Moha. Moha means what? A delusion. Illusion that I know everything. Illusion that we are always right. This illusion, carelessness is resulting in what? Bhavataha ajnanam evacha. This is a typical example of tamogun, criticizing others. See, all this tamogun is very beautifully explained in Marathi, Ramdas Swami's Dasbodh, whoever would want to know. Look at the second Samas of Dasbodh, beautiful explanation, very small examples are given in that. You will see how these are, how the knowledge arises from the Sattva, how greed arises from the Rajogun, and then the ignorance is coming from what? From the Tamogun. All this is happening, and that is why sometimes, we see amongst children also. Some children, right from their birth, right from their childhood, they are very peaceful, quiet, disciplined. There are some who are very active, and from childhood only we can make out that, yeah, probably they have come from a different yoni. The characteristics they will display from the childhood itself. These impressions are coming from the previous birth. What kind of karma they have done previously, that is reflected in the kind of behavior people show. Though the hereditary and the environment they are brought up in will definitely make a lot of difference, but the basic nature, whether it is sattvic, rajoguni or tamoguni, all that will be depicted from the childhood. It is a mark that they carry from the previous birth. So, what we have discussed so far, the consequences of these three gunas will be different for all of them. What are the consequences of each of the guna? In which direction will this every gun take us? Urdhvam gachanti sattvastha मध्ये तिष्ठन्ति राजसाः जघन्यगुणवृत्तिस्था अधो गच्छन्ति तामसाः ऊर्ध्वं गच्छन्ति. Urdhva means on the higher worlds, in a better life. So if right now we are born as sattvic people and we are learning Bhagavad Gita, and now we have learned that we have to do a lot of good karma, a lot of satkarma we have to continue doing. We continue teaching others. We go out in the society and help others learn these beautiful scriptures, sow the seeds of patriotism, and make them work towards the better environment or any other social causes. There is so much that we can contribute towards the society when we keep doing such things. In the next yoni, the next time, we will probably be in a better position to do even better satkarma. Urdhvam gachanti. Either if it is the same yoni, then a better birth, or it could be a totally different lok and a better lifestyle. Madhye tishtanti rajasaha. The rajoguni people, at least this is good that that status quo is maintained. Wherever we are, we remain in the same situation. What we are there, at least the least we should try is stay in at least this rajogun, madhye. What we should avoid doing. And see, I am born with some good things. We all are born with a set of good blessings. We are born with a set of good things around us. At least our karma should be such that at least we try to maintain it. At least this much you should be able to maintain. ये इतना अच्छा काम करो that this level is at least maintained, and we do not fall short. Next uni should be better or at least of this level. It should not be below this standard. Whatever we have managed to earn in this life, may my next life be better, or at least this much comfort should be there. It should not be below this. Adho gachanti tamasaha. If you are under the influence, if anybody is under the influence of tamogun, owing to all the work that they do, Jaganya Guna Vrittista. How are the actions done by these people? They are Jaganya. They are of lowest order. The things that we see around, somebody is working very hard for the country. Some organizations are working very hard for the country, and some people have taken the onus on themselves to abuse these organizations, to abuse these people who are working for the betterment of our country. This is a typical lakshan, typical characteristic of a tamogun. Where are they heading? How are their actions? They are jaganya. Jaganya. They call for these are criticizable actions. They are actions of a lower order, and these such actions will lead to what? Adho gachanti tamasaha. These will take you to lower worlds, lower type of yonis. So these consequences are really bad. So all these are the different consequences of all the gunas. Now what we want for ourselves as Bhagavad Gita sadhaks. Now all this understanding is good. It is important. But we as Gita sadhaks are not here to comment or compliment on each other. This entire scripture, Bhagavad Gita, is a scripture of self-analysis. It is not meant for analysis of others. It is meant for our self-analysis. What is the mantra that we have? Gita padhe, padhaye, और जीवन में लाए. We want to get all these principles in our lives. We want to ensure that this knowledge is assimilated, accumulated, and absorbed in our life such that it takes us on a bigger path of progress. So I want a key to exit from this circle. As a sadhak, we all need that one chavi, that one master key, which will help us escape from all these mess of these gunas. So these three gunas are the bindings. This is their structure, the characteristics of these three gunas we saw. What are the results of each of these gunas we saw? And the impact of these gunas is not only in this life, but it is going to stay for many more lives. And depending on which guna is influencing me the most, depending on that, my life further is going to be determined. Urdhvam gachanti and all that. So my future is also depending on that. Having understood these things, now I want that key which will free me from the shackles of these gunas. I want to exit this side circle. Sadhak wants, every sadhak who is studying Bhagavad Gita wishes to know, how do I exit it? कैसे मैं इससे मुक्त हूँ? For that Shri Krishna shares a very key important verse. What he says, नान्यं गुणेभ्यः कर्तारं यदा द्रष्टानुपश्यति गुणेभ्यश्च परं वेत्ति मद्भावं सोऽधिगच्छति. What does he say? For a person to be able to free from these gunas, to be able to free himself from these gunas, how he should be able to be a spectator. In this entire universe, we are like actors, we are just as, we are under the influence of this Prakriti. But what Shri Krishna says, don't, make yourself don't consider yourself as an active participant of this Prakriti. Be a spectator. Yada drashta gunebhyaha anyam kartaram pashyati. Means what? Whatever I am enjoying, through these sense organs, all this is, happening under the influence of what? Under the influence of my Prakriti, under the influence of these three gunas. We should be able to see this as a spectator. Like uh, every morning the sun is rising. The moment sun rises, we see the entire Srishti comes into life. We will start cooking in our houses. The children will start, preparing for the school. The plants will start growing. The sunflowers will bloom, and all these things happens. The entire Srishti comes to life. The entire nature comes to life as the day begins. Now, if somebody says, and we give arghya in our scriptures, we give arghya to the sun god. When we are doing all this, we uh, show gratitude towards sun god. Hey, Surya Bhagwan, because of you, we have this beautiful life. Because of you, we have food to eat. Because of you, we have waters, we have rains. Because of you, we are living. And if all this is said to sun god, actually what his sun god really comes down and you're talking, you say, what have I done? I am just sitting there standing as an object. Whatever is happening on its own. As a spectator, he is just there and providing the light in all directions. He is a spectator. What other things are happening under the influence of Prakriti. Shri Krishna says, you also become like a spectator. Means what? It's not that you have to stop doing any actions. When these actions are happening, don't get involved into these actions. Don't get involved. Understand that I have to be a part of this, but at the same time, I have to understand that I am just as a part of this play. Once we understand that this entire play, it is what Gunebhyaha Vetti. I understand that it is a play of somebody has come to me and started shouting. The moment we react to it and we start getting involved in that, emotion that the person is in, then we also get involved in it. But if I'm able to understand that he is under the influence of Rajogun, he is, expressing this out of some sorrow or out of some displeasure. And when we are understanding all these things, Gunebhya Vetti means those who understand that all this play that is happening, somebody out of greed has done something. When I am able to understand this, when we understand the play of these gunas, then such a person will attain what? They will attain me, Matpavam Adhigachati. They will attain me. This once we have an understanding that everything, we are puppets under these gunas, and we have to consciously make sure that we do not end up doing a wrong action under the influence of different gunas. We should ensure that we are doing the right thing. We are able to control ourselves and be under the influence of the right type of gun at the right time. And if we are able to do that, if we are able to act accordingly and understand that these good are, managing the ultimate play, then what will happen? Then we will be able to free ourselves, and Shri Krishna says, such a person will do what? They will attain me. Hmm. And if you ask, is this possible? Now, the example of sun we always give, and then sadhaks say, is sun, this light, all these are, abstract or more than abstract. These are objects. Tell us about the living things. You look at the life around you. Hmm. People in Jantar Mantar everywhere are saying what not to that one person in the center. And what he is doing every day, listening to so many things, but not reacting on any of them, just doing his work and continuing how our Swamiji is. What not he will hear. But ultimately, what they are doing, they are focused on doing their work. No matter what people are saying, if you look around yourself, you will see such great people still exist. This is quite possible. In Santa Ekanath Maharaj, he was like that, epitome of Sahanshilata, epitome of patience, epitome of peacefulness. Um, and nobody could instigate him. Here also, even now, we see so many things are happening, and so many people in the country itself are saying what not to our respectable prime minister, but he is doing what? Not reacting, not giving them back in their own language or anything. बच्चे हैं, they will understand and continuing on the path. Gurevya Veti, he is understanding. For such a person, Shri Krishna says, Bhadbhavam Adhigacchati. Such people who understand all these behavior, who can be as a spectator and not get influenced or not get affected by the act of the gunas are happening around them, such a person has a chance of attaining me. And further, he explains the same thing. Now, this is possible, but what is happening with us? We are stuck. We are stuck with these gunas. Shri Krishna explains the same thing. Gunani tanati tyatrim dehi deha samudbhavan janma mrityu jara dukkhai vimukto mritamashmate. What happens? We are stuck with this sorrow of life and death and uh, pleasures and unhappiness, the success and failure in the life. We are so stuck with it that we are not able to free ourselves. But we have to understand that the Dehi, that is the soul, is tied up with this body due to what? The Janma Mrityu, that is the life and death. Mm, Jara is what? Aging. And Dukkha, as a part of aging, the sorrow is obviously there. So all these things are tying our soul with this body. What we have to do, once we are free from, once we understand that it is the gunas that are tying me with this body. I understand what we say. Normally, we say that we are a body with a soul. And now we say like that normally. What is our understanding about ourselves? We are this body and our soul is there within it. So we are a body with our soul. But the moment we understand, I am the soul within this body. I am the soul which is tied up to this body because of these three gunas. Once you understand that, then vimukto mritamashnute, vimuktaha amritamashnute means what? Such a person will attain immortality. Immortality is not something that we attain only after death. Even while living, if we are able to get an understanding that I am the soul with a soul sitting in this body, we are mukta, we are liberated. Just having a clear understanding, then we will automatically be free from fears, we will automatically be free from pain, we will automatically be free from the worries of aging and whatnot. Such this, once we understand that this soul is me and not the body is me. Once we understand that I am this soul who is chained in this body because of the three gunas, that understanding itself will become what? Amrit for you. It will become that supreme Amrit for you. It will be the knowledge of immortality. And is it possible to have this kind of understanding? What we all say, Didi, this is difficult. Samatha Ramdas Swami in Maharashtra, there was this saint. Once, they used to go for Wari, and Sant Samartha Ramdas Swami, from one village to another village, they will go. At that time, they will stay at different houses of different devotees. So once Samartha Ramdas Swami, every year he used to visit this Sethji, and every year Swamiji would come this Sage would tell, Swamiji, your life is so nice, you're free, you can go to Vitthal Bhagwan, you can go and to various, villages, and you are on this path of devotion, you're so lucky. For me, it is, all this sansara is holding me, this world is my sansar, my family, my business, everything is holding me so tightly. I'm not able to, do all this, but your life is free. Every year, this Sage used to say this to him. Once, Samartha Ramdas Swami, when he stayed again at his the Sage's place, and he must have said a similar thing. While when it was time to leave, Swamiji, Samartha Swamiji, Ramdas Swami, he held one of the pillars in his house, and tightly he held the pillar. Now it was time to leave, and this disciples say, Swamiji, let's leave. Samartha Swamiji say, no, I want to leave, but what to do? This pillar is holding me. Now the disciples knew him, they didn't say anything, but the Sage started saying, no, Swamiji, you are not this pillar is not holding you. Swamiji says, no, I really want to go, but this pillar is tightly holding me. And this Sage started telling the Swamiji, no, Swamiji, the pillar is not holding you. You are the one who is holding the pillar. If you will leave the pillar has no capacity to hold you, Swamiji. Swamiji said, then you have to understand this. This sansar, this world around you does not have the capacity to hold you. It is you who are holding on to this world. It is you who are holding on to this family, business, and all other things. It is you who is entangled in it. This sansar, the world around you, your entire srishti around you does not have the capacity to hold you. That is the case with all of us. If we understand that this world cannot hold us, this nature cannot hold us, this prakriti cannot hold me, keep me confined, I am a free soul. Once we have that understanding, we are truly liberated. And once, because Sri Krishna has used this word here, gunan etan atityatin, gunan etan atitya, means guna beyond these guna, I am the soul. That realization if you have. So what happens? You go beyond these three gunas. See, whether it is sattva gun, rajogun or tamogun. Tamogun we should always stay away from. Rajogun is still okay and sattva gun is the best. We have to be on the path on that. But sattva gun is also a chain ultimately. It is also a chain. Whether you have been tied with a bronze chain, a steel chain, or a golden chain, chain is a chain. So whether because sattva gun is also ultimately a binding. So what Shri Krishna has said here, you have to go beyond these good, understand that you are mightier than these three gunas. You are the soul stuck because of these chains. And once Shri Krishna tells this, Arjuna asks, how do I go beyond these gunas? How do I understand which are these gunas? How do I understand that I have come? I have become a gunatita. Atita means beyond or superior than the gunas also. So what Arjuna asks next is a very beautiful question. Arjuna uvacha kairlingai string gunanetan atito bhavati prabho किमाचारः कथञ्चैतां स्त्रीन् गुणानतिवर्तते. Yeah. Now here he asks, Kaihi Lingaihi Trin Gunan. What are the characteristics of whom the Gunatita? Gunatita Ativartati. What are the characteristics? The word Linga here refers to what? The Chinna, that is the symbol. The symbol. Guna refers to what? The Linga word refers to symbols. When we say Shivalinga, means what? Now in the Shravan Mass, we will do the puja of Shivling. Linga means what? The symbol of Shivji. We are today on the Independence Day. What we are doing? We are going down to our Bharat Mata. How can we worship the entire Bharat Mata from Kashmir to Kanyakumari? We cannot go doing pranam and we cannot do what we do. We bow down to the flag, to our Indian national flag, the Tiranga. And this flag is what? It's the Chinna. It is the linga of Bharat Mata. So this is the symbol of our Bharat Mata, and we bow down to that. Like that, he is asking what are the chinna, what are the symbols, what are the symptoms? How do I understand that these are the characteristics? How is the Gunatita depicted. How is his behavior? Kimachara, how does he behave? How will I know that this person is any person is beyond the gunas now? So that is a beautiful question that Arjuna asked. Shri Krishna gives a beautiful elaborate answer for it. Shri Bhagavan Vacha. Now understand that all these characteristics that we are going to see from the say 22nd shloka onwards, these characteristics are the ideal characteristics of a gunatita person, the one who has gone beyond these guns, one who has gone beyond the bindings of nature and realized the self, realized the self to such an extent that he is almost like whom? Like God Himself. So when we are going through these characteristics are for what? For our own analysis. These are the pointers where we have to head. These are the pointers where we have to go. Every characteristic, when you see, understand that this is where I have to reach, this is my destination, this is how I should strive to be. We should be on a constant path towards these. There are like this, there are different, and it is also like a litmus test. The students of science must be knowing about the litmus test, where we use a litmus paper to check whether the solution that you have in front of you is acidic or basic. So you touch, and then based on the color of that on the litmus paper, we will decide whether it is acid or base. So for testing, we use that paper. For testing, we use this paper. Like that, these set of characteristics spread across Bhagavad Gita. This is the set of what characteristics of Gunatita person. In the second chapter, you come across the characteristics of Sthita Pragya person. In the 12th chapter, you come across the characteristics of a devotee. Then in the 13th chapter, you come across the characteristics of a knowledgeable person. And here we come across the characteristics of whom? The Gunatita person. The 16th chapter, we'll come across the Daivi Guna Sampada. All these set of characteristics, these are like litmus tests for us to introspect ourselves. As a sadhak, where I stand and what is the how much is the distance that I have to travel. These are the characteristics which we have to introspect, understand in which direction I have to go, and set a path for ourselves. This is the importance of learning these characteristics. Do not forget these 5 set of characteristics, and these are what our guidelines to be an ideal sadhak. This is a beautiful guideline given to us by Shri Krishna. So, what are the characteristics mentioned in this guideline? Shri Bhagavan Vacha Prakashancha Pravrittincha Mohameva cha Pandava Natveshti Sampravrittani Nanivrittani Kamshati Prakashancha Pravrittincha De Mohameva cha Pandava. These people do not have any confusion about what is the right thing to do and what is the right direction to go. The Sri Krishna explains that the ones who are gunatita, they will they will never have any doubt about where they have to what is right and what is wrong. That similar thing, where what is the right thing to go, which prakashing. So they will always be in the direction of what? In the direction of light. They will always be in the direction of light, and they will never be deluded. The persons who are in, they will never, hate anything. They will never be, excessively fond of anything. Even if anything is present, something that now for us as a human being, there are certain tasks we really love to do. हाँ ये करेंगे. But there are certain tasks which we hate doing, and then we have a natural dislike for certain things. But Shri Krishna says that the people who are neutral in all these modes of nature, in all the 3 gunas, they do not get disturbed. They will not get disturbed. They will always be, in the state of what? In the state of enlightenment. They are always in the state of, they are always in a illuminated state where they do not hate anything, or they do not long for anything. They will not, wish, desperately wish for anything. They are free from all these desires. So, Na dveshti sampravrittani, na nivrittani kankshati. They do not long for anything. Na nivritta. Nivritta means, freedom from something. And they would not be wanting to get attached to something. They would not be wanting to get detached from anything. They remain in their light of the divine. उदासीनवदासीनो गुणैर्यो न विचाल्यते गुणागुणे गुणा वर्तन्त इत्येव यो वतिष्ठति नेङ्गते. How are these people? Udasinavadasino. They do not get affected. They are unconcerned. What is happening? What the protesters are saying? What are these people saying about me? They will never be, affected by all these. Udasinavat asina means they will always be, apart. They know that they will not get affected by the play of gunas that is happening around them. Na vartanta. They will not, whatever is happening, gunaha vartante, whatever is happening under the, influence of these gunas, they will not get affected by all this. They will be na ingate. The word is very beautiful. Na ingate. Ingate means moved. So it is not only that they will act, they will not act on it, they will not get moved. From within also, they will not get any ripples. What happens, if you are looking at yourself in a, water, you will see your own reflection. A slightest, if you put a pebble, that reflection will move. Somebody who has a realization that this is my reflection, they will not get unfazed by, how many stones a person is being, person is throwing into it. They will remain unaffected. They know that it is just a reflection of what? All the gunas. समदुःखसुखस्वस्थः समलोष्टाश्मकाञ्चनः तुल्यप्रिया प्रियो धीरस्तुल्यनिन्दात्मसंस्तुतिः. Such a person is totally unfazed by what? Pleasure and pain. Samadukha sukha. Whether the sorrow is coming in my account, or whether it is happiness that I experience, in both situations of pain and pleasure, what happens? Swastha means they remain themselves. They will be unaffected. What does that mean? How Ramji was? Ramji had experienced, Ramji was sent to exile. And in this thing, when Bharatji came back from Kaushal, when Ramji was sent to exile, Bharatji was not there, we all know. He was in Kaushal. And when he came back, he asked Guru Vasishtha that when my bhaiya was asked to go, he must be in so much pain. How he must have felt. He must have been in pain, and Bharat was lamenting. What Guru Vasishtha has told is a very beautiful thing, and something we have to understand when we are learning these gunas. Bhagwan Vasishtha, Guru Vasishtha ji has said that I was the one who gave the message to Sri Ram that Sri Ram, tomorrow you are going to be crowned the prince. You are going to be the Uttaradhikari, you are going to be the successor of this. So you will be the Yuvraj, you will be crowned as the Yuvraj, means you will be crowned as the next king in line. And when the order that Dashrath had given, that you have to go to the forest, that was also given in front of me. I have seen him in both situations. The expression that he had when he was told that you have to go to exile was exactly same as the one that he had when he was told that he was being crowned the prince. So whether he was being told the good news that you are being crowned, you are being named as the Yuvraj, and the expression that he had on his face when he was asked to go in forest was exactly same. There was no change in Sri Ram at all. Sama dukkha sukha swastha. In any situation, he was in the same place. He would not feel, not that they are. He's not affected by the pleasure or pain. That when we are happy, we are like party, come, and then if we are sad, then no matter what we do, say anything to the God, what has God given me. If we are happy, if we get something nice in our life, we'll say, look, I worked so hard to get, we earned so hard, I have earned worked to earn so much wealth and all that, we will take the credit. And if some sorrow comes in our path, then what we will see, देखो भगवान ने दे दिया, what God has given me. That is our general attitude. We should refrain from that and be able to maintain a sense of equanimity in all the situations of sorrow and pleasure. And what Sri Krishna says further, Samalo Ushtashma Kainchanaha. He considers whether it is a piece of mud, earth, precious rock, precious stone, gold, all are alike for him. That does not mean they lack the sense of practical knowledge. They understand, but in their opinion, it is not of the import as it comes to the level of importance. How much importance I will give for a stone, I will take it for granted, and if it is a precious thing, I will treat it with lot of value and with lot of sense of possessiveness. That thing they will not have. This kind of extreme emotions towards these objects which belong to the nature, these gunatita people will not have. They will have the samabhav, that is a sense of equanimity towards all. All of it is a matter of prakriti, and they will behave accordingly. Whether a person is praising or not praising, tulya priya priyo dhiras, in both situations of praise and criticism, they will remain sama, they will remain equanimous. Tulyanendatma samskriti, they will not get affected by the state. If somebody praises, we will be very, very happy. If somebody is making us, if somebody is making an unpleasant statement, we easily get boggled. This will not happen with whom? With the people who are gunatita. मानापमानयोस्तुल्यस्तुल्यो मित्रारिपक्षयोः सर्वारम्भपरित्यागी गुणातीतः स उच्यते. How is a gunatita? Manapamanayostulyas. He remains, he has the capacity to remain equanimous in the state of what? In the state of a mana, that is getting a lot of respect, and in state of apaman, if somebody dishonors you, in the situations of getting honor or in the situation of getting dishonor, they remain same. Just look at our prime minister. In the situations when he's out of the country getting so much respect, that does not bring him, make him overconfident or make him arrogant. Whether he inside he is not getting the respect or getting honor or not, irrespective of what is happening, he's able to remain sama. That is the characteristic which is displayed here. Tulyanindatma samskriti. Tulyamitrari pakshayoho. They are able to remain equanimous towards friend and foe. This again does not mean that they are foolish. They know that when it comes to vyavhar, that is business with a friend and a foe, then they will keep that difference. But when it comes to treating a person in front of you, the treatment will be alike. It is not that because my friend, I will, give food to my friend and I will not give food or water to my enemy. That situation will not be there for a gunatita person. When Sri Ramji, we know when he went to Lanka and defeated Ravan, and when Ravan was killed, Vibhishan refused to do the last rites. He said, I do not consider him my brother and I will not do his last rite. When this was declared by Vibhishan, what has Sri Ramji told? Sri Ramji said, consider him my brother and do the last rites. Once the body is gone and once we have achieved what has been achieved, then that sense of enmity is not there. As in, he didn't treat the body with the sense of enmity. When it comes to treating him, he has treated him alike as another human being. But when it is coming to the actual behavior, when it comes to doing the vyavhar with them, there he has maintained that it calls for a treatment of war, it calls for a battle, and it calls for me to defeat him. That work also he has done. But after this Ravan is dead, he is treating with what? With the way he would have treated his own brother. So this is the beauty of our Indian scriptures. These are the important lessons we learn in all our scriptures. Such a person, Sarvarambha Parityagi, no matter how many things we have started, how many initiatives we have worked for, we do not, consider them as with a sense of possession. Ye mera hai, I will not share. We work for society and then we do different charity and then we want it to be published everywhere. A Gunatita person will be Tyagi. He will be able to abandon all the undertakings. It is done, but done on the will of whom? Bhagwan. Whatever we are doing now, it is done on the will of Bhagwan, and then we are able to let it go. We are able to look at it with a sense of what? Tyaga, that is renunciation. We are able to renunciate easily. Such a person is what? Gunati. Manchayovyabhichareణ bhakti yogena sevate sagunan samatityaita'n brahma bhuyaya kalpate. Such a person is able to do what? He is able to do my avyabhicharini bhakti. A single-minded devotion towards me. Such a person who is a gunatit will always, because he does not have that ego of being the doer, he does not have the ego of possessiveness. He is able to treat everybody fairly. He is able to distinguish between what? The prakriti and the supreme divine. Because of that, he has a serious single-minded beautiful devotion towards me. And such a person ultimately will have get what? He will attain me. Brahma bhuyaya kalpate. Such a person is fit to attain me. Such a person will definitely attain me. Avyabhicharini bhakti is a very important term. It's a very beautiful term. What does it mean? It means single-minded devotion. Means not like now I am a devotee of Ramji, so I will only do bhajans of Ram and not of Krishna and not of Shivji. It's not like that. It is in whichever form I'm going down to the Parampita Paramatma, I understand that this Parampita Paramatma is the only thing which is important for me and not this entire universe that is running on the energy of Paramatma. I understand, I like the universe around me, I am doing what is required as a part of my duty, but my devotion is towards what? Only towards Parampita Paramatma. The entire key, understand, of all the shlokas that we have heard, listened so far, is what? By being in this world, by being a part of this universe, by being a part of your own world, stay attached in a way that we are doing what is required as a part of our responsibilities, but we are able to stay detached from what? The we are able to disassociate ourselves, we are able to detach ourselves from our belongings also. Hmm? Like once it is done, I do not remain attached to that is attached to that particular act or my possessions. So, and I to remain detached, what is required to remain detached? We should attach ourselves somewhere, then we will be able to detach ourselves, because ultimately it is a human mind. It is not easy for us to give up. I am living in this house and all of a sudden I consider it is only Bhagwan's house and I should not feel the sense of possession. That time, where do I attach my mind? The mind has to be attached somewhere to be able to detach from this world. Where should we attach it? Attach it to the Supreme Divine. That is Avyabhicharini Bhakti. This house that I am living is a gift of God. And when I treat it like मैं नहीं मेरा नहीं यह तन किसी का है दिया, the moment I realize that no, everything is a blessing for me, everything is a blessing of God, I develop a severe sense of gratitude, severe sense of love towards that Bhagwan, and that will make me what? A an ardent devotee of Bhagwan. And such a person will attain what? Brahma Bhuyaya Kalpate. Kalpate means he is still fit to come to me. But here also Shri Krishna is only talking about the fitness. That is the you fall into that threshold, that entrance exam is passed when you have come. Further, what we have to do to attain him? Brahmano hi pratisthaham अमृतस्याव्ययस्य च शाश्वतस्य च धर्मस्य सुखस्यैकान्तिकस्य च ब्रह्मण हि प्रतिष्ठाहम means what? The person should be able to totally be devoted to the Brahma Tattva, totally connected to this Brahma Tattva. When we talk about the, Brahmana, or, being stated or being situated in Brahma Tattva means what? We talk about this Brahmacharya. Many people think this shloka as Brahmacharya. What is the meaning of this Brahmacharya? Understand? It is being connected to the Brahma Tattva, not just, what kind of dress you wear, what kind of attire you have, and what kind of livelihood you learn. That alone is not Brahmacharya. That is a small part of the Brahmacharya. Brahmacharya means being connected with what? The Brahma Tattva. Brahmano hi pratishtaham. We always remain what? Pratisthit means stable in the Brahma Tattva, understanding that this formless Brahma Tattva, it is the immortal, imperishable energy that runs the entire universe. I remain what? Attached to it. I remain, I put my faith in that. The Krishna Bhagwan that I see in front of me. It is difficult to do the, puja of the Brahma Tattva. Shri Krishna himself has said in the 12th chapter that kleshodikatarastesham. So this it is difficult to do the puja of the formless Brahma Tattva. But we should be able to see what? That the Krishna Bhagwan small murti which is there in my Thakurwadi or in the temple in my home, there it is sitting, it is the entire Brahma Tattva. It is the, the Brahma Tattva is coming in that small murti. That Brahma Tattva is very much present in that small murti, and through the means of that murti, I am going down to that Brahma Tattva. So Shri Krishna says, the one who is able to do that will ultimately attain me and understand what? That this Brahma Tattva, the immortal and imperishable Brahma Tattva, is the crux of, is the final ultimate dharma. It is the Shashvat Dharma. That is what? It is the eternal. Shashvat means eternal, which is never ending. It is a never ending Shashvat Dharma. And it is the root of what? Root of the unending happiness. It is the supreme unending happiness. It is the supreme tattva. It is the ultimate supreme source of happiness. If I want to attain happiness, if I want to remain blissful, I have to attain and stay connected to that Brahma Tattva. That is what beautifully Shri Krishna concludes, that this Brahma Tattva is me, and with that he has shared all these beautiful secrets of freeing ourselves from what? Freeing ourselves from the shackles of the three gunas, freeing ourselves from the shackles of these three gunas, being independent of these three gunas by protecting our mind from the impact of the world, from the impact of the things that are happening around us. Under the influence of the gunas, we free ourselves, and that is how we will be able to connect with that Brahma Tattva. We will be able to connect that Parabrahma Tattva, understand that Parabrahma Tattva, and always remain connected to it, because it is the absolute source of bliss. With that, we come to an end of this chapter. Hari Om. Om Tat Saditi Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītāsu Upanishadsu Brahma Vidyāyāṃ Yoga Shāstrē Shri Krishna Arjuna Samvāde Gunatraya Vibhaga-yogo Nama Chaturdaśodhyāyah. Even in the Pushpika we say it is Brahma Vidya. Brahma Vidya is what? It is the ultimate knowledge of this Brahma Tattva. So by the means of this Gunatraya Vibhaga Yoga, Shri Krishna connected us to this Brahma Vidya. Let us all go down and offer this entire discourse at the lotus feet of Krishna Bhagwan. Hari Om. Shri Krishna Arpanamastu. Om Tat Sat. Shri Gurave Namaha. Ishwar Maharaj ki jai. Hari Om. Jai Shri Krishna. Mala Diti. Okay.
Didi, 1 second. Yeah. That was an enlightening session, Didi. And Didi dealt in detail about the three gunas, sattvic, rajasic, and tamasic gunas, and what is gunati, that is beyond the three gunas, and how to stay calm in all situations, what come may. The example of our PM was very apt. Thank you, Didi, for your wonderful interpretation and beautiful line you sang. Would love to hear the full song, Didi. We would be seeing more of this in coming chapters. Now it is time for question and answers. I request those who want to ask questions to raise their hands and switch on their cameras and wait for their turn. Please make the questions precise so that more questions can be taken. Yeah. So I can't see hand raises. Yeah. भैया आप नाम बोल सकते हैं कि मुझे दिख नहीं रहा है कोई भी.
जी अभी कोई नहीं आया दीदी.
अच्छा अभी आए नहीं है. Okay.
Nobody has raised.
Yeah, the interpretation was so beautiful, but still, yeah. Anybody is there to ask questions or? Okay. So, shall we take go further, Didi?
One
hand raised. Okay.
Ragini Didi has raised.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, Ragini Didi.
Yeah, Shivgami Didi. Yeah.
Yes.
Ragini Didi. Okay, Ragini.
Jai Shri Krishna Didi. That was a very beautiful vivation. I really like it. I had one question for Didi. It's when she started. She started with Krishna Puja, Guru Vandana, and then she chanted one very mesmerizing little song, and I would like to know how, like the lyrics of the song, because so mesmerizing that it's still in my mind. I would love that if that to me.
At the beginning of the session, Ragini Didi, you are saying?
Yes, you did Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, and after that, you sang a very beautiful one.
That is Om Parthaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavata. Om Parthaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavata Narayani. That one?
Yes.
Narayani Nasayam. This is a part of our Gita Mahatmya. So you will be taught this shlok in your level 4 after all 18 chapters are done. This will be taught to you as a part of the Nyas and Gita Mahatmya. But it is a very beautiful one indeed. And why I sing it at the beginning of my sessions is because it is in the praise. So first prayer that I sing is the prayer towards my Gurudev. Swami Govind Dev Giriji Maharaj, and as a guru, and then to the Krishna Bhagwan, because obviously without his blessings there is nothing I can utter. And this third prayer that that you mentioned, Om Parthaya Pratibodhitam, it is in praise of Gita Maya, where we express an emotion that this Geeta ji is my mother. Ambatva, we call her Ambatva Manusandadhami Bhagavadgītā Bhagavadveshini. You are the one who is giving the nectar of, Advait Vedanta, to Advait to us, and giving us that beautiful, knowledge. So we want to follow you. It is a shlok from Gita Mahatmya. And you will be taught this in your level 4 towards the completion of level 4 after all 18 chapters are done. We teach Nyas and this, but if you want to read it, not only me, even Varnika Kakaji Kakiji sing this prayer. So yeah, it is there in Gita Mahatmya.
Yes, but today's class, after listening to you, I realized that what I was doing all these years, like I was dormant, I was not doing anything. And only now I'm in L2. It's only now, I'm reading Gita and finding, oh my God, I have so much catch up to do. So
there is a very important thing that Swamiji says, sometimes when I look at these small children, sometimes some of them, once I visited in Anand Utsav, there was a small child who had done Narmada Parikrama 9 times at the age of 10 years. And I was like, in my 40s, I have not done even single. So, I know that kind of situation. But if you see, it is his past birth, some, blissful thing. But we should not keep thinking about what we have done in the past birth. what is it that I can do now? That should be a thing of focus. This Swamiji has told, and when I hear that pravachan, I feel this beauty of this thing. Okay, yeah, ab jo ho gaya so ho gaya. Whatever we have done, at least on the basis of that, we have managed to reach here. Now going forward, let us do something nice. So
Yeah,
let
that's
us.
a path forward. Thank you, Didi. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Vinay Bhaiya.
Jai
Jai
Shri
Krishna
Krishna.
Didi. I'm
Jai
very
Shri
pleasure
Krishna.
to listen this 14th chapter presentation by you, Didi, because I come to know about the three gunas within me and how I am and how to proceed for further in my life, Didi. Thank you very much for giving very good, beautiful explanation, Didi. Jai Shri Krishna, Didi.
Thank you, Bhaiya. All your best wishes and your pranams and your appreciation offered at the feet of Gurudev, because of whom all these sessions are happening. Thank you so much.
Yeah. So, over, no? Questions are over? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So I extend my heartfelt gratitude to Shraddha Didi for clearing the doubts of our sadhak. On behalf of Geeta Pariwar and myself, I extend sincere thanks to the technical team consisting of Dr. Arun Kumar and all those who have been at the backstage for their relentless and efficient efforts in making this session a great success. May I take this opportunity to thank all those who attended this session. Please do continue your Gita sadhana and attend these sessions to enrich your spiritual knowledge. I also request all those who are not giving any seva in Pariwar to give some seva as per your ability. Please do watch Gita Sevi program to know the various kinds of seva that can be given. Then now I request Smita Joshi Di from Qatar, a homemaker. Didi is giving seva as co-trainer and technical trainer and mentor and examiner. Didi joined Gita Pariwar in March 2024. May we all seek the blessings of Sri Krishna. Smita Didi, please.
Jai Shri Krishna. Yogesham Satchidanandam Vasudevam Vrajapriyam Dharma Samsthapakam Veeram Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. Jai Shri Krishna.
Yeah. Thank you for the sweet rendition, Didi. I request you all to be there for Hanuman Chalisa. Bhaiya, Hanuman Chalisa, please.
Didi, Vande Mataram is to be played, no?
Achha.
First Vande Mataram, then
Okay, you are going to play Vande Mataram. Okay.
Beautiful, yes.
Vande Mataram, Vande Mataram, Sujalam Sufalam Malayaj Sheetalam Shasya Shamalam Mataram Vande Mataram Shubhrajyotsna Pulakitayamini Pullakusumita Drumadala Shobhini Suhasinim Sumadhura Bhashinim Sukhadam Varadam Mataram Vande Mataram Koti Koti Kantha Kala Kala Ninada Karale Koti Koti Bhujair Dhrita Khara Karavale Abala ke namayat bale Bahubala dharinim Namami tarinim Ripudala varinim Mataram Vande Mataram Tumi vidya Tumi dharma Tumi hridi Tumi marma Tvam hi prana sharire Bahute tumi ma shakti Hridaye tumi ma bhakti Tomarai pratima gadi mandire
वन्दे मातरम्। त्वं हि दुर्गा दश प्रहरणधारिणी कमला कमलदलविहारिणी वाणी विद्यादायिनी नमामि त्वां नमामि कमलाममलाम् अतुलां सुजलां सुफलां मातरम्। वन्दे मातरम्। श्यामलां सरलां सुस्मितां भूषितां धरणीं भरणीं मातरम्। वन्दे मातरम्। वन्दे मातरम्।
श्री गुरु चरण सरोज रज निज मन मुकुर सुधारि बरनउ रघुबर बिमल जसु जो दायक फलचारि बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरौ पवन कुमार बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि हरहु कलेश विकार। जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीस तिहु लोक उजागर रामदूत अतुलित बल धामा अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी कंचन बरन विराज सुबेसा गानन कुंडल कुंचित केसा हाथ वज्र औ ध्वजा विराजय कांधे मूंज जनेऊ साजय शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन तेज प्रताप महाजगबंदन विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर राम काज करिबेको आतुर प्रभु चरित्र सुनिबेको रसिया राम लखन सीता मन बसिया सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सियहि दिखावा विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा भीम रूप धरि असुर सहारे रामचंद्र के काज सवारे लाय सजीवन लखन जियाए श्री रघुवीर हर्षि उर लाए रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाई तुम मम प्रिय भरत ही समभाई सहस बदन तुम रोज सगावै अस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावै सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा नारद सारद सहित अहिसा जम कुबेर दिगपाल जहाते कवि कोविद कहि सके कहाते तुम उपकार सुग्रीव ही कीन्हा राम मिलाय राजपद दीना तुम्हरो मंत्र विभीषण माना लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना जुग सहस्र योजन पर भानु लील्यो ताहि मधुर फल जानू प्रभु मुद्रिका मेलि मुख माहि जलधि लांघि गए अचरज नाही दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते सुगम अनुग्रह तुमरे तेते राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे होत न आज्ञा बिनु पैसारे सब सुख लहै तुम्हारी सरना तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना आपन तेज समारो आपै तीनों लोक हाकते कापै भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवै महावीर जब नाम सुनावै नासै रोग हरै सब पीरा जपत निरंतर हनुमत बीरा संकट ते हनुमान छुड़ावै मन क्रम वचन ध्यान जो लावै सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा जिनके काज सकल तुम साजा और मनोरथ जो कोई लावै सोई अमित जीवन फल पावै चारों जुग प्रताप तुम्हारा है प्रसिद्ध जगत उजियारा साधु संत के तुम रखवारे असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे अष्ट सिद्धि नो निधि के दाता असबर दीन जानकी माता राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा तुम्हारे भजन राम को पावै जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावै अंत काल रघुवर पुर जाई जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई और देवता चित्तन धरई हनुमत से सर्व सुख करई संकट कटई मिटई सब पीरा जो सुमिरई हनुमत बल बीरा जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई कृपा करहु गुरुदेव की नाई जो सत बार पाठ कर गोई छूट ही बंदी महासुख होई जो यह पढ़ हनुमान चालीसा होय सिद्धि साखी गौरी सा तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा की जयनाथ हृदय महडेरा पवन तनय संकट हरन मंगल मूर्ति रूप राम लखन सीता सहित हृदय बसहु सुर भूप सिया